Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bangers, Bops, and Banter. This is episode 20. And I guess this is going to become a thing where every 20 episodes, basically, we just discuss the state of the channel. It's basically going to be channel updates, but kind of at a regular interval. And it honestly kind of gives us a little break in between everything.
Yeah, like had some midterms this week, so just kind of chilling out.
Yeah.
But yeah, also we're gonna do it in a much more like free-form way because we don't really have a structure right now for what we're going to say and how we're going to say it. So
yeah,
it should be interesting.
Do we want to start with the like how everything's gone so far?
I guess.
I don't know.
We've definitely. I'm gonna start by saying this. We've improved a lot. Like, go back and try and I think like the first 6 episodes of Bangers, Bops, and Banter, they are like nearly unwatchable in my opinion.
Yeah.
The first, what was it? I mean, the first 8 of them. No, the first 4. So the first 4 we were still on the radio. This whole channel actually started. We should. Do you want to like go through like the history of how this happened?
Okay. Do we want to start from the very beginning, or do we
From
want to
last year when the channel was created?
Because I guess basically we created this channel last year, and we were starting, or we recorded a bunch of reviews.
Yeah.
Honestly,
you will never see any of those reviews except for maybe the Tyler one
our
day.
very first review, our Tyler the Creator Igor review, which I think is pretty terrible.
It's so bad.
Hey, if we reach, I don't know, we'll set it as a subscriber
100
goal.
subscribers.
I'm thinking, hey, if we get to like 10,000 subs, that's probably never gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I'm putting it at 10,000 subs because I don't want it to go out for a while. I don't know, if we reach some subscriber goal, I guess, not necessarily any specific one, we'll release the Tyler the Creator review. We got a lot better. I definitely enjoyed doing it. I think we got a lot better at reviewing albums through it.
Yeah, because we had whatever, like 10-ish weeks of summer, and we were reviewing 3 albums every week.
Yeah,
so
we did a lot.
We definitely got a lot of practice in, and a lot of that will never see the light of day, which is good.
Yeah. We didn't end up like uploading anything.
That's when we all started this last year, and we didn't put any videos out last year. And then back in the spring, I was part of my local school's radio. You can actually go back and look at the old videos and see specifically which school I go to if you want, I guess. Because we were on the radio and I had to do like radio plugs and we did PSAs. We should bring back the PSAs,
fun.
honestly.
We should. They're so funny.
There's some good PSAs.
We also had music playing in the background for some of them. It's not good.
Bad.
Actually, one of our what is it? One of our
episode
podcasts,
3,
episode
the
3
Blood
is
Sugar
taken
Sex
down
Magic. Yeah.
because the Warner or whatever, like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, it's UMG, I think, Universal.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, also like the music is mixed way too loud. The problem is I was using like a virtual mixing console, and for me it sounded okay, but like in the recording it had a built-in recording function, and the music was just so loud for some reason in the recording, even though it sounded fine to me. I just could not understand it. It just like because there are so many times. I think like the first 6 or 7 episodes we have the music going, and it's unbearable at points.
Yeah. I'm glad we stopped doing that, and I'm also glad I'm gonna say I'm very glad that we're no longer on the radio because I think it allows us a lot more freedom. We got kicked off the radio, I should say.
Yeah, we did.
Um,
We were being too free, and so they're like, "Hey, stop that." And we're like, "Sorry."
I think
And
they
then
didn't like that we were swearing a lot.
Yeah.
Even though it was after 10, so it was fine. There's no restriction on like
I
language
don't
after
want to
10.
like bad mouth the radio
The
station that we
radio
were on.
sucks though.
Okay,
Anyway.
well, okay. There's just. I think it's good that we're just no longer. We are definitely our own thing. We're not associated with anything else, and we have a
Yeah.
lot of freedom because of that, which is very good. I think.
Yeah, definitely. And then we released the 15 albums we want to talk about so far, or of 2020 so far. We released that, and that was kind of like the start of us
Like actually doing reviews, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I don't think if we had done that video, we would have. I don't think we would have done any other review series.
Yeah, I think that was a good, definitely. I don't think that video's that great.
I think okay. I would definitely
Yeah.
watch it. Every album that we talk about is linked in the description.
Yeah.
Check out some of those albums, definitely. I'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
There's some really cool albums that
Especially
we
that
talk
Halsey
about.
album. That Halsey album.
Of course. Even that Halsey album. How could I forget the Halsey album?
Damn. And then eventually, after like a couple more weeks, I think I approached you and I said, "Hey, I have this idea for album swap, which is basically we literally just swap albums and review them."
Yeah.
And that became the main series of the channel so far.
Pretty much. It's the one that's garnered quite a few views. I mean, it's also been a lot of fun too, which is good.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
We've each gotten to listen to a lot of good music. Me more than you, because you tend not to really like the albums I recommend you.
It depends. I mean, Velocity Design Comfort.
Velocity Design Comfort?
I think
Oh.
that's the highest rating either of us has given to an album because I gave it.
Yeah, that was a 9.5, which is
Yeah.
like, it's very good.
Yeah.
The highest I ever got, I gave, I think 2 9s to Black on Both Sides and Black Up.
Yeah, because I found your Achilles heel in
Yeah.
experimental hip hop.
I like experimental hip hop. Honestly, I've been listening to the Dialect record a lot recently. Might move up to a 9.
It's so good, man.
It's
Oh,
really good.
yeah.
But yeah, we've actually been able to like get into reviewing stuff in that series and really try and get more in depth. And we wanted to go. The problem with that, with album swap, is we can only recommend stuff that the other person hasn't listened to. And we
Yeah.
also made a rule that like no super well known classics, because there's stuff that he and I haven't listened to. Like I haven't listened to Prince, for example, so he could just recommend me Prince albums that are like everybody knows is really good. But
Yeah.
we didn't think that would make for very interesting content, so we made that restriction, which we are considering lifting in future seasons.
I think it depends on where. It very much depends. Because one of the things I do like about Album Swap is we get to highlight albums that a lot of people probably haven't heard of before. Or maybe if people are newer to music, they might like just be getting into more underground stuff. And I think it's a good way to expose people to those albums. I definitely. I'm happy we got into our like newest series with deep dives into the archives, because it definitely allows us a lot more freedom and allows us to have very in-depth discussions of albums that both of us really enjoy.
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot of fun. We have an episode planned for spoilers, Neutral Milk Hotels in the Airplane Over the Sea, which I'm very, very excited for.
I am. That album is...
It's
Man.
It's so good. And like we can really talk about that because we're kind of limited with album swap to around 10ish minutes. That's what we
Yeah.
were aiming for, because we didn't want the videos to be too long, otherwise nobody would watch them. But with deep dive, we can just, if we want to talk for an hour, we can. So
Yeah.
that's very fun.
Hey, we can do that. We can show that NF review.
Oh man, we That NF review, I don't think is that bad of a review. We do talk for a long time.
Yeah, that honestly is probably my favorite of those old reviews that we did, because that review, it was incredibly in depth, and I think we did, despite not even getting to everything we wanted to talk about, despite recording for an hour and not getting to everything. I think it was like, I think we made like a really good like argument of our points and everything. So
yeah, I definitely think so too. I think actually some of the funniest ones to maybe bring back, we tried to do a classics at the end of last summer.
Oh, that was so bad.
We were so bad. We didn't know how to talk about like these well-respected albums because we kind of felt that like everything that needed to be said about them had sort of already been said.
I think
but
part
we
of it
recorded
was,
special intros for those videos, so one day might bring those back.
I remember, man, those videos were definitely, I think part of it was just we were like, well, we'll just say it's a classic instead of like actually giving a rating of the album, which I think might have been that was one of the problems for me, because I was like, how do I specifically talk about this critically, even though it's a classic.
Yeah.
Even though like I love the records we were talking about, so I don't know.
Interesting.
Oh, we also have that best of the decade, the best songs and I think albums of the decade
I've forgotten about that one. Did we do albums? I don't know if we did albums because you didn't have your list finished.
Oh yeah, we didn't do albums. I still need to. I have it technically finished now. I just have. Okay. I wanted to actually.
I remember you were like, "Yeah, I'll get this finished next week," and then 6 months later, it still wasn't finished.
Don't worry. It'll, eventually. End of the year. I'm certain it won't be done by then, but I'll say it will be.
You can never listen to everything. I mean, I guess you could. It would take a while.
Well, it's not that. It's just like... It's less that. It's more just I'm lazy.
That's true.
I want to, like, rate a bunch of stuff. Anyway.
Yeah. While we're on this topic, we will be doing end-of-the-year lists for 2020.
Yes.
We will definitely be doing albums. We may be doing songs.
Songs will be interesting. I wouldn't be against doing songs.
Okay.
Actually, I probably should do songs.
I think it would be cool to do songs. The problem I find with songs is that my opinions change like a lot. Like I can look at my best of 2019 songs lists, and I'm like, this list is like, there's so many things I would change. And I don't know. I have that problem. Is that like albums tend to stay about the same, but songs it's easy for me to just, if I'm like in a mood or something, then the songs changes a lot. But I can do my best.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to do worst lists. We haven't listened to a ton of like really bad stuff this year.
If we do worst lists, it'll probably be like top 5 worst albums or something like that. I don't want to spend a lot of time focused on like shitting on projects.
But that's what gets the views, though.
It does. It is. I will say, when you're like, when you've spent a lot of time with an album that you think is really bad and you're able to explain why you think it's bad really efficiently, like that's really fun and satisfying. But I also don't want to I don't want to make people feel bad about their music taste. I don't want to be like, oh, these albums are terrible, because I just want to focus on recommending people stuff that they might enjoy.
Yeah, so. And I think I definitely like that that feeling, because I love recommending people music. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, there's some of the podcast guests that we've had on the show. Like, I just send them music recommendations based on what I listen to, and maybe sometimes they listen to them, sometimes they don't. But they listen to them, they come back and like, hey, I listened to that. That was really good. I was like, oh, thank you so much. It means so much to me. There's no better feeling in the world than having your music taste validated.
Damn.
Literally better than sex.
Quote. You can quote Brendan on that.
Quote me, yes.
Yeah. Do we want to get into future stuff, what we're thinking of?
Yeah, we can talk about that. I mean, I don't know if this is the place to throw out this idea, and I don't know how receptive you're going to be of it, but one, I think, issue that we kind of have is that we are low budget isn't really the right term. We don't have a lot of moving images in our videos.
Yes.
For example, the podcast is entirely still images. I mean, I've recently I started putting in like minimal effort and actually putting in the album and the movie into the video. Okay, the Trapped review though?
The Trapped part was so good. Oh my god. That episode of the podcast is amazing.
But for the most part, we're still images. So I mean, most people, if they're doing podcasts in a video format like on YouTube, they do face cams. We have been shying away from showing our faces because
face reveal at 100,000 subs.
If 100,000 is a lot, but we can do it.
Face reveal. We'll do it then.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So until then, you get the stick men. I should make new drawings of the stick men, if we're going to be honest. Well, okay, I'll do it for Album Swap Season 2. How about that?
New drawings. Stay tuned. Yo, I could draw them if you want.
Yeah?
Yeah, it will be just as good as the Bop Stop logo currently. So
okay. Yeah, by the way, our Bop Stop logo, the blue button with the arrows, that was all Joe. And the off-centerness, too, all Joe.
Yes.
It makes it really annoying when I'm trying to, like, add in the images for the podcast because the program I use tries to, like, automatically center it, and I'm like, no, you don't get it. It's off-center.
Oh, man.
But the reason we have that and also good logos is we have a friend who has a girlfriend who is a graphic designer, and that's where the Album Swap logo and the Deep Dive into the Archives logo comes from. So yeah, those ones look actually good.
Yeah, I'm very happy with them. They look very nice.
Yeah,
I think yeah, I don't know, as far as like future content in terms of series, Album Swap, the first season, I guess, is coming to an end.
Yeah.
And then after, we're probably not gonna do another quote unquote season of Album Swap until next year. Because
we're in college, we have school.
Yeah, we have school firstly, and tests and stuff, and Album Swap, while a lot of fun, is also kind of hectic in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time you have to dedicate to like listening to the album and writing down your thoughts and stuff about it. So normally we do 2 reviews per week, including 3 technically if you want to count the watching a movie. And just talking about it. And then sometimes we also have Deep Dive into the Archive, which we usually record as one. We recorded both. Yeah. We recorded both the Stratosphere and the Dillinger Escape Plan episodes together, which is why my mic sounds like shit in the Stratosphere episode.
I've been, because we've been doing Album Swap, I've been editing with your new mic, and then when I went to edit the Stratosphere review, I was just like, oh, it's the old mic, we're back, whoa.
But yeah, so that, without having Album Swap, I think it will be a lot less hectic for us.
We will be continuing to do Deep Dive into the Archives over the next couple months, but Album Swap, we have like 2 to 3 special episodes planned, but nothing consistent.
Yeah, pretty much. Basically, we have a Halloween special. Are we gonna do a Thanksgiving one?
There's not really Thanksgiving albums, so that would be a little bit difficult.
I give my thanks to this album. And then we'll have probably a Christmas themed episode. Those won't really be typical album swaps, where we're recommending things that we haven't necessarily heard before, but more just us discussing certain albums.
Give you a sneak peek for the Halloween special. We're trying to find the spookiest album.
Oh boy,
Ooh.
I'm excited. Ooh,
I'm
spooky.
very excited. It's gonna get spooky.
It's gonna get very spooky. We also we have end of the year stuff that will definitely happen. We'll do end of the year lists. I think we'll probably do top 20. I know you have enough to easily do like a top 50. But I don't listen to as much music as Brendan listens to. So it'll probably
you listen
be top
to a lot
20.
of music. You just don't listen to as many new and different things. Like, I am constantly listening to new music.
I just kind of listen to Radiohead. But actually, I don't know. The way I listen to music is weird because I'll just get really into an artist or an album for like a period of like 3 or 4 days, and then I'll go and listen to something else intensely. Like, I guess, for example, like recently,
Idols.
Idols I got really into with their new album,
you've been into? Yeah.
Clowncore, which are amazing. I love Clowncore. They're hilarious. And also, like, Royal Blood, I just started listening to them, like, nonstop, and I don't know.
Yeah. Me, on the other hand, I'm far more, like, spread out, I guess. Like, I have to listen lists that are hundreds of hours long, and I just, because there's new music that just intrigues me all the time, and then I try my best to find new stuff and listen to new stuff and try and be well versed. And I'd say I'm pretty well versed in most genres except for like ska, but
Are you well versed in country?
I wouldn't say well versed. I've listened to the country I care to listen to though.
Okay.
Meaning that Dixie Chicks record.
We'll do a ska episode at one point. I don't know.
We could do like album swap genre specials.
Ooh, specifically ska.
Just actually 3 ones for the 3 different waves of ska.
Oh man,
and actually a 4th one because the 4th wave of ska is now.
Yes, we're gonna do 4th wave ska, and it's only going to be "Stupid Horse" by 100 Gex.
Indeed.
It's the only song that we can listen to.
We should do a crunkcore album swap.
Oh man, oh god.
Joe hates crunkcore. We should make that clear.
I don't think you enjoy crunkcore either, Brendan.
I haven't listened to enough crunkcore to form an opinion.
I guess that's fair. I haven't really listened to enough crunkcore to form an opinion. I wouldn't say I hate crunkcore. It's always been a genre where I've put it on and I've been like, nope, not today. No.
Get some motorcycle in the background.
Ooh.
Yummy. Yeah,
I think
crunkcore, interesting genre.
We could do a genre that I actually hate, which is fucking
folk punk.
No, I don't hate folk punk. I just think it's like kind of dumb. Like, I don't folk punk. It's like there's certain folk punk songs where it's like I get it, but like also like it's just like I'd rather just listen to punk. And then also, what is it? Electro swing. There we go.
Oh.
I legitimately hate electro swing. I think it's like the worst genre. If I had to say what the worst genre is, it is electro swing. I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm like opposed to any particular genre of music.
Yeah.
Except
for the most part,
Swing.
I think both of us are pretty open-minded about
Yeah.
music.
I'm
there's
definitely.
certainly, yeah.
Oh no, you go. Sorry.
I think there's certainly some things that we both kind of agree are like maybe a little bit overrated, but for the most part, we listen to a wide variety of music.
Yeah.
Except for you, you just listen to Radiohead.
We could just, I definitely have. There's definitely like styles that I prefer and that I'm like way more into. But yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do like a thing where we talk about what genres are overrated, or overrated albums or something. I don't know.
We could definitely do that. Be interesting. We have like the thing is we just do this. We come up with a ton of different video ideas.
Yeah. I don't. The thing with overrated, or I'm sorry if I cut you off.
No, go ahead.
The thing with like overrated albums is it's hard to be like this album's really overrated because I find that a lot of the time, even if I'm not that big on an album, like that album will still have a lot of influence, and certainly like you can hear that band's influence in other bands a lot of the time. So I think it's sometimes hard to be like, yeah, this is really overrated when. Like, I just, when I say overrated, I think of that as, like, a negative thing.
I don't know. I just think...
And just, like, it's, like, a very general thing. Because to me, for an album to be, like, truly overrated, it has to be actually not as influential as people think it is, and also not very good.
Okay. I don't think it has to do with influence, because, like, in my opinion, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is overrated, right? And that doesn't mean that album is not influential, because it most definitely is, but I don't think it's an amazing project by any means. It's definitely like easier to make a case that like Yeezus is overrated.
Yeah.
Because Yeezus is not very influential, but yeah. No, I get what you're saying though.
Yeezus is like kind of influential in terms of like it sort of mainstreamed that particular sound.
Yeah.
But I think that sound existed way before Yeezus came out. Like that style and sound of rap definitely has been around for a lot longer than Yeezus, and I definitely feel like people give Yeezus way too much credit. Maybe we'll do a video on why Yeezus is overrated.
We could. We do a video on like why Kanye is overrated.
I don't think Kanye's overrated.
I think
dude made College Dropout.
Okay, no. Okay, don't get me wrong. Kanye has some great albums, great songs, but I think in the general like music critique sphere, I guess he's overrated. I feel like
I don't know about that. I think he's like I don't know. I think he's like generally appropriately rated. I feel like people maybe overhype his music, but I don't know if he's
maybe overhype is a better word.
Because like I think like the thing is like Kanye is as influential as like people make him out to be. Like he literally changed the like landscape of rap like multiple times.
Yeah.
So it's hard to like be like, oh, he's overrated when he's done stuff like that.
Yeah, but he also made Jesus is King.
That is true.
Closed on Sunday, You're My Chick-fil-A.
Most underrated albums.
Jesus is King?
10 out of 10? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to start off the episode with this, but I forgot, which just shows how good I am. I want to say thank you to like everybody who's even watched one of our videos and like or subscribed or left a like or comment or anything. We started this and we didn't expect anything from it. But the fact that even like our friends, people we know, even people we don't know, are like being supportive is super nice, honestly, because like we read all your comments and we see all the views and videos. We spend far too much time looking at like the YouTube analytics tab.
Oh, it's weirdly addicting. Like you never like you like think Like, you just think, oh, we're just gonna make videos for fun, and then you look at the analytics and it's like, oh, why did this video get like 2 more views than this one?
I don't know.
It's very it's very addicting to like look at the analytics and want the views to go higher.
It's kind of crazy too, because I still don't understand some things. There are times where like YouTube right now, our most viewed video is the 30-second video, which we had a lot of support from by being it got posted on Reddit by someone who we definitely don't know, definitely wasn't one of us.
Definitely didn't. Yeah, no.
So we got a lot of views from that one. But then our next most viewed video is the Less Matters versus From Filthy Tongues video. So I don't know why that one people enjoy watching, but apparently it is. And those are like 2 not very well-known albums. So
I mean, oh yeah.
Confusing.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. It might have been like YouTube thought it's like a new series or something and promoted it more, but I don't even think that's necessarily the case.
I don't even know.
I mean, it does have a lot more impressions than normal, but it might just be because it's been around for a while. I
guess. And there are times where YouTube like promotes things, and I don't know why. Like it promoted the Toy Matinee review a lot.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
Which we didn't understand, but YouTube algorithm kind of wacky. So
yeah, how many? That is like twice the number of impressions that any other video we've done has. It's very interesting.
Yeah. But I just want to say like thank you to everyone for even clicking on a video once. It means a lot to us.
Yeah.
And if you've gotten a recommendation out of, watching our channel, I hope you enjoyed it, because that's really what we're here for. We're here. The reason we started this is because we love music. I want to make that clear. Is that like, to me, music is so cool, and there's so many great pieces of music that make me, they bring all these emotions. They have such good content in them. They make you think about certain things, whatever. There's so many different aspects of music that make it really interesting, and I just I want to share that with other people, I guess, is the reason why personally I'm invested in this. I don't know, Joe, if you want to.
Yeah. I mean, if we can if we recommend someone an album that they really enjoy, or that they end up really enjoying, like that, we've done our job. We're good.
Yeah.
Hopefully we have. I don't know. We posted a lot of videos, so hopefully somewhere in there someone found an album that they hadn't heard of before and they really enjoy it. I hope we done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also hope we and one of the things that I kind of hope that we've also highlighted is just how interesting and thought-provoking some music is. I've been trying to do this with my most recent album swap picks, specifically Night Ripper and the one that will be coming out this week, so stay tuned for that. But I've just been trying to point musical oddities out, I guess. So
okay. I haven't. I've just been I kind of like this album. Here you go.
You do? Yeah, you really like Pocketful of Kryptonite by Spin Doctors, huh?
I do. I don't, you're unironically, I actually enjoy that album. I think it's pretty fun. I know Brendan hated it, but
that album was so bad.
It's really fun. Are you kidding? Come on, Refrigerator Car.
Oh.
No.
If you haven't, go watch my review of Pocketful of Kryptonite. It's probably one of our best 5-minute long segments of the entire channel.
Yeah.
Specifically, not my review was fine. Joe's comments on my review are where it's at.
Oh man, I'm actually really disappointed. I'm kind of disappointed with that episode because I thought the grand opening and closing.
Yeah, we ran into some
I,
technical difficulties there,
I had
unfortunately.
to re-record that like 3 times, and that kind of takes a lot out of your review because I thought I did really good the first time, and then Audacity was like, "Nope, you haven't been recording." So yeah, that was pretty unfortunate. The Spin Doctors is fun.
Spin Doctors, though. Got that.
Yeah.
I should organize our reviews into, like, genres.
That isn't a bad idea.
I'll get on
that would
that.
be hard with album swap.
Yeah, because things like, for example, like Through the Chaos Stage 4, that would be in, like, 2 different sections, I guess. So, I don't know. We'd figure it out. Maybe it just will be in 2 sections. I don't know. But for stuff like the deep dives, it'll be easy. Also, watch the deep dives if you haven't. Or if you're at all interested in either of those records that we've talked about so far. Would recommend, because we talk about we start by going over, I guess, the basics of the album, and then we really do get into the meat of it. So
yeah,
if our initial discussion on the album at all interests you, I would definitely recommend checking it out. Either of those albums. Deep dives are for the albums that like we love. So
yeah, definitely. They're super fun to record too, because just like you get to just like literally dive into, not literally, you get to dive into an album that you really love. You just get to talk about it and share it with people. So, and I had been waiting for so long to talk about Dillinger and Ironworks, but like every time I'd be like, oh, maybe we should do this for the podcast. It'd be like, oh no, we have a guest, and also Dillinger is very extreme.
Yeah.
So
there are even some things I wouldn't mind that we did on the podcast that I wouldn't mind going back to for like a deep dive. Like,
oh yeah,
Death Consciousness or 69 Love Songs.
Doing
those for a deep dive, I think would be interesting.
I'd be up for doing the Bjork album also.
Yeah,
although I'm pretty sure it was just us talking about it, so I think
it was just you and me, so we could do it. We didn't go like super in depth, but
yeah,
wasn't bad. 69 Love Songs was also just the two of us, but we also kind of kept it short. Yeah, 69 Love Songs is a lot. Would highly recommend that album. It's just 3 hours long is the problem.
Yeah.
So is that I don't know. That's it. We don't really have many ideas for like new series, just continuations of our current stuff. Well, we have like some ideas, but I don't know if they're going to happen. They probably won't happen until the summer is the thing, because we have school. So
definitely, it would be interesting since we can actually meet up in person during the summer.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully.
I guess, I mean, technically we can meet up during winter break, but that's probably not gonna. I feel like recording from home is still probably what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
But definitely, it'll be interesting to see what we can come up with once we're home. I feel like doing an actual like review series where we just look at an album that's just come out wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, I've been throwing around like my head is just doing a review series just on my own without you, because I don't want to force you to like listen to new music that you weren't going to listen to. But like let's say there's some album that comes out, I guess I'll use the Zora Jones album, for example. I've been really enjoying that new Zora Jones record. Her debut album, 10 Billion Angels, would recommend. And I was like, I kind of want to like make a review of this, but all this time and effort that I would have to put in, and I didn't want to like involve you because I wouldn't I wouldn't want to have to put that time and effort on you as well. So I just ended up not doing it. But we could do like either doing a review series, the two of us together, or do start like personal review series and throw it on the channel.
It would definitely be interesting doing personal review series. It's like one of the things I think is the strength of having two people is we get to bounce ideas off of each other while talking.
It's a lot nicer to have another person there.
I wouldn't honestly doing like short, like 3 or 4 minute reviews of a new album, I think wouldn't be a bad idea. I just don't. Formatting that I think is like the problem.
Yeah,
figuring out.
We'd have to do it in a way. I've also had, I don't know, I'm sure people do this, but like I'm sure people like review albums on Twitter with like whatever, you have 140 character text limit.
Yeah.
Right? So just doing like
a
review that's about that length, you know.
Or we could do like on doing like a minute like review series or something.
I think limiting it to like 3 minutes is probably better, but
yeah,
a minute's kind of quick. But we can do like short reviews and just talk about really new albums that we want to recommend. I don't know. We can talk about like popular albums that maybe we don't want to really recommend, but they're popular. And then we give them like 5s because yeah.
I don't know. There's some good popular music. There's some good popular albums that
there's
come
some
out.
good. I'd say the majority of like popular music is not that great. There's certainly some exceptions. That new Dua Lipa project.
That Dua Lipa album's amazing. Oh man.
Go listen to the new Dua Lipa album. I talked about it in our 15 albums of 2020 we want to talk about so far, where we both wanted to talk about the new Dua Lipa album.
Because it's really great. It's a
great
great
album.
album. So, I don't know. It's the best. I'd say it's the best like straight pop album to come out this year.
Yeah, I think I would agree.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if we do start doing reviews, it would be a next year thing.
Yeah.
It also might be something we do during the summer instead of during the school year.
Yeah, and
just
then
because of
we can decide if we want to continue it when school starts.
Yeah. But yeah.
No, I think that's a good idea. We also, because like we said earlier, reviewing bad albums is fun. We have briefly discussed doing like a bad albums review series. Sort of the antithesis to deep dive into the archives.
I feel like that would, I don't know.
I don't know if that's actually going to go anywhere. So.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like the thing is with that, there's like not too many albums that I think would be legitimately entertaining to talk about. Like Angelic to the Core is like the one I can think of where I'd be
Angelic
like,
to the Core is so
board.
hard to talk about is the problem.
Yes, that is true. I think like, I don't know, there's something I can think of. I kind of want to do like that NF album as our redux.
Could.
But also I don't know. I kind of want to leave that stuff alone because it's not like I thought it was like the worst thing ever.
No, it has a lot of faults, but it's definitely not the worst thing.
I think that's kind of the problem is like, do we want to just like call out certain music as bad, I guess, if that makes sense? Like, I feel like I kind of want the channel to be focused on recommending good music rather than talking about bad albums. And if we did a review, like reviews of new music, I think that would be fine for given bad scores and everything.
Yeah. But
I feel like specifically being like, this album is terrible. It's I don't know. It's a bit it's kind of mean, I guess.
Yeah, I totally
Um,
understand that. I I think we were mostly just thinking about it because it could create funny situations.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I don't know. I mean, there's definitely a couple times we'll do it, like for coming up with that Christmas special. We might be talking about some bad albums.
That's probably where we're gonna be.
But I think we'll
That was-
mostly do it like few and far between. I don't think it should be a regular thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's. I guess that's it. I don't know if we have anything else.
Is there anything else you want to talk
about.
about? Future, past?
Uh,
You upset about any of your reviews? Any scores you think you might want to change?
Any scores I might want to change?
I don't know. Is the Ironworks a 10 or a 9.5?
Yeah, I think it's sticking at a 9.5.
Okay.
I think that's where it's sticking. It's like really close. I don't know. I'll probably go back and forth on it. I don't know. I don't think there's any that would specifically change my opinions of. Typically, when I change my opinions on an album, it's like after like a year or two. I go back to it and I'm like, oh hey, this is a lot better than I remember, or oh hey, this is a lot worse than I remember.
That's fair.
Yeah. I don't know. Are there any you would change? I know you mentioned the Dalek album.
It's still an 8.5 right now. I think it might move up to a 9 though. It is. It's a very good album.
Yeah.
Like Voices of Ether, really good. A lot of really good tracks, honestly. I don't know. I don't think I would change anything outright right now though.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Like I'm looking back at our old videos. The first, I don't even like really remember the first couple episodes now that I think about it of the Bangers, Bops, and Banter.
Really, I do, because
You
it was
remember
a shit show.
Diary? Like I remember the
yeah, I
album,
remember
but I don't
Diary.
remember us talking about it really. I remember my thoughts on it though.
Yeah, I remember it. I think
Okay.
it was like that was way more views than it should.
Yeah.
Our first episode.
Don't,
Oh my god.
Don't watch the early stuff. Stop.
It says a comment. Who commented on it? Oh, never mind. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, we didn't really have a structure the first couple podcast episodes.
Yeah, I think I remember the first episode.
We didn't have anything.
We didn't have anything. And I think it was one of
And
us.
I think
was
we started doing news the second episode.
Yeah. Or
But
well,
we
we
still-
did news. I know we did news the first episode.
I don't think it was organized news.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Having Wesley on was not the best idea.
Wesley
because,
is funny, but he is disorganized,
yeah.
especially late at night, which is when we record this.
Definitely. That's why having the structure helps a lot, because it focuses us.
Yeah. I mean, there are times we still go way off on tangents, like the Trapped episode.
That was great, though. That was
great.
That was the perfect type of tangent, because it was way more entertaining than the actual episode.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember what we listened to or what we watched. I just remember
Gary
it was Trapped.
Newman, The Pleasure Principle, and Coco.
Ah, okay, yeah. You see, Trapped takes
Takes precedence.
Yeah.
I'm actually I'm happy that we've added in the movies, the weekly thing.
Yeah.
It's way better than we started out doing Marvel movies and then we did Harry Potter movies briefly.
I mean, yeah, we stopped
having,
Harry
like-
Potter movies because I didn't want to watch anymore.
Yeah. But having like actual movies to watch has been good because I think we've watched some very interesting movies.
Yeah.
Like most recent one, Perfect Blue. I really enjoyed that movie. So
Very interesting.
I'm thinking of ending things. That was a good one.
That was
a great
honestly,
discussion. I would
That
recommend.
was my favorite episode of the podcast because of the discussion. I think having Mike there, an actual
film major.
film
Yeah.
major, helped a lot because he knew a ton of stuff that I did not pick up on.
And I like that you had actually looked into like the book and what the book was saying, because I hadn't done any of that.
Yeah, having the book as a reference helps a lot when thinking about the movie, and I think it allows you to like really piece a ton of stuff together. Because without, I feel, unless you watch, I feel honestly, if you don't look up like the book, I feel like that's a movie that you really should just watch twice, and that would help you figure it out. But
Even then, I said it then, and I'll say it now. I think you need to release what you're thinking about that movie with another person and bounce ideas off. Otherwise, I don't think you're gonna piece together the entire puzzle.
Yeah.
Which, some would say is a good thing, I guess.
I enjoy that aspect of it. I think it's like, I don't know. I also really enjoy psychological horror movies, so.
Yeah. You do enjoy your psychological horrors.
Yeah, I mean, it's not 100% psychological horror. It's like a psychological horror, but also like an artsy like character study almost.
I call it's more like romance and thriller than horror. I don't know. It's weird. It's a very avant-garde film, so it's tough to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Do we have anything else to mention? I think I already said that before, but...
No. I just want to say again, thank you, everybody, watching, listening, keeping up with the channel. Everybody who's subscribed, all 13 of you at this moment. 2 of them being us.
Hell yeah.
But it does, again, the fact that we can, do this at all has been a pleasure. So
we're moving up in the world,
We should, PewDiePie, watch out. Or T-Series, whoever it is now, watch out.
Yeah. Yeah, what are we doing next week?
Oh, yeah, next week, the album is going to be Illinois by Sufjan Stevens, and the movie is going to be the Rocky Horror Picture Show from the director... Oh, I didn't look up the director. Jim Sharman. Rocky Horror Picture Show. So we're doing is Halloween, so Rocky Horror Picture Show, spooky. Woo. All right. Thank you again, everybody.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful day, evening, night, wherever you are. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell us what you think.
If you also give us feedback.
If you want us to like review something, leave a comment. Let us know. We are open to that kind of thing.
Yeah. Unless it is Electro Swing, then don't.
No, then we're definitely doing that.
Oh fuck! God dang it.